And now for a Next News special report.
Tonight, we have a special report you do not want to miss. Newly elected Speaker Mike Johnson isn't wasting a second. He's been clear there is a storm brewing, and it's centered around the Biden impeachment inquiry. Johnson is not only doubling down on this priority, but has hinted at bringing Hunter Biden into the limelight to testify. With evidence mounting and bank records speaking volumes, what could this mean for the Biden administration? Stay with us, because by the end of this report, I'll be sharing a final thought that underscores why the story should matter to every American citizen who believes in the Republic. And trust me, you want to hear it. So attention all patriots, imagine a beacon shining light into the shadowy corners of political dealings. If you're a business owner or a service provider who believes in transparency, it's time to join forces with a network dedicated to uncovering the truth. By partnering with the Next News Network, you're not just advertising, you're supporting crucial investigative journalism. Together, let's restore the Republic. So to be part of this mission, head over to sponsораpatriot.com, and that is where you can sign up to get started. Now, Speaker Mike Johnson, fresh in his new role, has laid down the gauntlet. Accelerating the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden stands as his foremost mission for the first 100 days. But why this fervor, you ask? Well, it boils down to some rather concerning dealings of Biden's family members, specifically Hunter and James Biden. Reports suggest that they might have been selling the Biden brand to foreign interests, leading to whispers that the president could now be compromised. Now, this is not the first time an impeachment inquiry was initiated against President Biden. Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy lit the beacon last September, aiming to decipher if the president's decision were swayed by his son and brother's business actions. McCarthy then cited allegations that point to abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption. Now, in his first appearance on Fox News after being elected, Johnson was candid with Sean Hannity. He explained the shift towards an impeachment inquiry wasn't just political maneuvering. It's based on evidence and the growing suspicion of potential impeachable offenses. Bribery is a term that's been thrown around, and Johnson is keen to follow the trail wherever it may lead. But unlike some, he's clear about following due process and basing any action on evidence, not emotion or political gamesmanship. Watch.
As John Adams said, facts are stubborn things. They're hard to ignore. I believe the documents are proving all that. As my good brother Jamie Comer often says, the bank records don't lie. So we have the receipts on so much of this now. It's a real problem. That's the reason that we shifted into the impeachment inquiry stage on the president himself, because if in fact all the evidence leads to where we believe it will, that's very likely impeachable offenses. You know, that's listed as a cause for impeachment in the Constitution. You know, bribery and other high crimes and misdemeanors. Bribery is listed there, and it looks and smells a lot like that. And I think the evidence, we're going to follow the truth where it leads. We're going to engage in due process because, again, we're the rule of law party. I know people are getting anxious and they're getting restless and they just want somebody to be impeached, but that's not. We don't do that like the other team. We have to base it upon the evidence, and the evidence is coming together. We'll see where it leads.
Johnson was again in the spotlight with Maria Bartiromo on Fox News, where he highlighted ongoing investigations by committees like the Judiciary, lauding the efforts of Jamie Comer and Jim Jordan and Jason Smith. Johnson's tone was consistent. This is about upholding the Constitution and the rule of law. The focus isn't on partisan games, as he feels the Democrats play with Trump. Instead, it's on tracing the evidence and, when ready, presenting their findings for all to see. Watch.
Processes here and ensure regular order. Maria, if we do that, we don't have to worry about a motion to vacate. And I'm doing that, working on that every day.
And sir, what about the investigations into the potential Biden family influence peddling, potential bribery? Are you going to allocate the financial resources and human capital needed to do an in-depth investigation? And will an impeachment inquiry turn into an official impeachment?
We'll see, Maria. You know, I worked on the committees of jurisdiction, and Judiciary is one of those. I think our chairmen have done an exceptional job. You've spoken to all of them, Jamie Comer and Jim Jordan and Jason Smith, on oversight and Judiciary and Ways and Means. They continued those investigations even while we were going through the tumult of the speaker's race. They were still working methodically through that. I'm encouraging that. I think we have a constitutional responsibility to follow this truth where it leads. We're the rule of law team. We don't use this for political partisan games like the Democrats have done and did against Donald Trump twice. We are going to follow the law and follow the Constitution. And I think you and I have a suspicion of where that may lead, but we're going to let the evidence speak for itself.
Johnson also hinted at the possibility of subpoenaing Hunter Biden for testimony. He believes it's a step that may be long overdue and one that could provide answers the American people deserve. Emphasizing his approach's thoroughness, he referred to the weight of bank records, hinting that these financial trails might reveal more than meets the eye. Watch.
Are you expecting to subpoena Hunter Biden?
I'm looking at that. I think that desperate times call for desperate measures, and that perhaps is overdue. We've not made a full decision yet. I'm counseling with the attorneys involved on all of this to see what the contours of. I'm an attorney myself, so I speak the language. We're trying to move forward on some of this very aggressively. I think the American people are owed these answers, and I think our suspicions about all this, the evidence that we've gathered so far, as you know, is affirming what many of us feared may be the worst. And as Jamie Comer likes to say, bank records don't lie. We already have a lot of this evidence. The dots are being connected, and we'll see where it leads.
There's no doubt that Joe Biden's vacation is being shattered at this moment as this news is echoing across Washington, D.C. In now, recent revelations by the House Oversight Committee Chairman Representative James Comer have further intensified the narrative. Comer unveiled bank records showcasing a direct payment of $200,000 from James and Sarah Biden to Joe Biden. This transaction trails back to 2018 when James Biden secured a significant loan from AmeriCorps, a struggling rural hospital operator. Court documents suggest this loan was facilitated due to the allure of the Biden name and James Biden's purported political connections. Intriguingly, on the very day AmeriCorps wired $200,000 into James and Sarah Biden's personal account, James Biden promptly wrote a check of the same amount to Joe Biden. Comer's expose on this direct payment raises questions that President Biden might need to answer sooner than later. Watch.
This summer, Joe Biden said, "Where's the money?" Well, we found some. We're still digging into evidence subpoenaed from bank accounts belonging to Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, and James and Sarah Biden, the brother and sister-in-law of the president. A document that we're releasing today raises new questions about how President Biden personally benefited from his family's shady influence peddling of his last name and their access to him. Bank records obtained by the House Committee on Oversight have revealed a $200,000 direct payment from James and Sarah Biden to Joe Biden in the form of a personal check. Here's some important context about this check we've obtained in our investigation. In 2018, James Biden received $600,000 in loans from AmeriCorps, a financially distressed and failing rural hospital operator. According to bankruptcy court documents, James Biden received these loans, quote, based upon representations that his last name, Biden, could open doors and that he could obtain a large investment from the Middle East based on his political connections, end quote. On March 1st, 2018, AmeriCorps wired a $200,000 loan into James and Sarah Biden's personal bank account, not their business bank account. And then on the very same day, James Biden wrote a $200,000 check from this same personal bank account to Joe Biden. James Biden wrote this check to Joe Biden as a, quote, loan repayment. AmeriCorps, a distressed company, loaned money to James Biden, who then sent it to Joe Biden. Even if this was a personal loan repayment, it's still troubling that Joe Biden's ability to be paid back by his brother depended on the success of his family's shady financial dealings. Some immediate questions President Biden must answer for the American people. Does he have documents proving he lent such a large sum of money to his brother? And what were the terms of such financial agreement? Did he have similar financial agreements with other family members that led them to make similar large payments to him? And did he know that the same day James Biden wrote him a check for $200,000, James Biden had just received a loan for the exact same amount from business dealings with a company that was in financial distress and failing? The House Oversight Committee will soon announce our next investigative actions and continue to follow the money. The bank records don't end here. There's more to come.
And we're waiting. And Comer didn't mince words, expressing his concerns over the recent revelations. In his words, even if this was a personal loan repayment, the context in which Joe Biden was repaid hinges on his family's questionable financial dealings. The stage is set with Speaker Mike Johnson leading the charge. The coming days promise deeper investigations, probable testimonies, and maybe, just maybe, a clear understanding of the Biden's family dealings. The new Speaker of the House is showing that he's not here to play games, and time is quickly running out for the Biden presidency. For many, it's a reckoning that's been long overdue. With allegations of corruption and bribery, clear grounds for impeachment as laid out in our Constitution, it seems the wheels of justice are finally turning. It's high time America cleans house. The looming challenge, if Biden were to be removed, then, well, we'd face a Harris administration, an unsettling thought for many. But as we look forward to 2024, there is a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Many are yearning for the return of Trump to the White House to resume his mission of draining the swamp. The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.